As women, we have been strong. We have been strong enough to endure the pain of childbirth, the weight of being wife, mother, daughter, friend, and everything else in between while our genitals have been mutilated and our intellect has been burned alive, along with our bodies, because speaking up and being a woman automatically creates a witch. Yes, we have been strong. We have been raped and sodomized, forced to conceal our bodies, killed in the name of honor. We have been made sexual slaves. We have been denied the right to vote, the right to our reproductive systems, the right to own ourselves and speak up without fearing for our lives. We have been judged and condemned, sentenced to death, buried with our heads sticking out of the sand so we can see our accusers as the stones hit our face. God, yes, we are strong. And yet, as women have been blamed since the beginning of time. It was Eve, the one who sinned first. It was a woman who supposedly ended paradise. We are constantly being blamed. We are blamed for being born without a penis. Penis envy we must have. And so we have been forced to abort female forms of life from our wombs so we can wait for a son. Our feet have been bound. Our sexuality has been imprisoned by chastity belts and ignorant myths. We have died during childbirth. Our children have been torn from our arms, leaving us to mourn with our breasts full of milk that turn sour with sorrow. We have worked under inhumane conditions in sweatshops and factories without seeing our families for days. We have walked barefooted on the fields with a baby on our backs, a toddler behind us, and life sprouting within us. Meanwhile, there is no name for the word daughter in Chinese. Yes, sisters, hermanas, fellow goddesses, we have been strong, and we are still strong. We must remain strong, for the battle is not over. We must continue to raise our voices, make our demands for equality a global issue. We cannot forget our sisters throughout the world who still live in fear and whose genitals are sewn with thorns to assure faithfulness to men who feel they can own a woman. How can we forget them? How can we not raise our voices and our fists? And even when we think we can't change anything, just speaking up is part of change. We must say no. Women will no longer ride in the back seat of society. We are not victims. We are survivors. We are warriors and teachers and miracle workers. We are made of the same strength possessed by our foremothers. We have made history and will continue to do so. Let's rise to the glory of being a woman, as no woman comes from a man's rib, but every man comes from a woman. We are strong, and we have the responsibility to use our strength with love and understanding, to use anger in creating positive change, to make sure other women around the world know they're not alone. We have the responsibility to speak for those who no longer can. We have the responsibility to make peace with men, to raise conscientious sons. We have the responsibility to vote and make our voices heard. We have the responsibility to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment, to take charge of our bodies and our lives. We have the responsibility to be the stronger gender.